welcome to Homestead Corner. I'm Ginny, and today I have got 10 budget-friendly, shelf-stable proteins for your prepper pantry. With everything going on in this country, it is so important to keep our pantry stocked as full as possible. And doing it on a budget is really the only way to do it because the prices are way out of control and extremely difficult to have ends meet. So whenever we can take advantage of sales or anything like that, or a really inexpensive item, I think it's really important to do the best we can and get as much as we can in our pantry, because these prices are not going to let up anytime soon. It is going to get worse, and we need to be ready for that. So the first thing that we love to keep in our pantry that's budget friendly is peanut butter. It's super versatile. You could do tons of stuff with it. You can even eat it right out of the jar on a spoon, cracker, bread, whatever you have, it's going to work. And it is a good protein source. And a lot of times your kids love it. If you can't eat peanut butter, then look at other nut butters that you can eat and see which ones have the highest protein that are going to work for you, or just one that you love. That's always the best way to go. The next thing on my list that I think is great for proteins is canned soup. Most of your canned soups have a decent amount of protein in them because of the meats, or if they have beans in them, anything like that. Whether you're canning them at home or if you're buying them at the store, canned soups are a wonderful source of protein. The next thing that is great to grab for your pantry are sardines. They have all those great omega oils in them. They're super good for you. Not everybody loves them, but they're super affordable, and you can definitely incorporate these into a lot of different recipes. And you can still get these around $1 a can at your local grocery stores. I know our local Walmart is about 99 cents for a can of sardines. So stocking up on whatever proteins that you like is really important at this time. The next thing is tuna fish. That's another one of those staples. We keep tons of tuna fish in our pantry because it's affordable and it's extremely versatile. You can make up sandwiches, casseroles, tuna cakes, tons of different stuff. There are so many different options, and tuna is still pretty affordable and one of those things we like to keep, and it lasts a long time on the shelf. Most of them have a year or two on the best by date, but it will go way past that. As long as your can is still intact, it's going to be just fine. And while we're talking about fish, Alaskan pink salmon is wonderful. Again, you can make salmon cakes, salmon patties. We make a salmon loaf. You can flake it off, put it into a salad, anything like that. Pasta salad with salmon. There are just so many different ways that you can use salmon, and it lasts, again, on your pantry shelf. It's going to last for years. Long as that can is nice and intact, it's not rusted or leaking, or anytime you have a squishy can, if you can squeeze it with your hand and crush the can, it is not safe to eat. So we like to do that before we grab anything off the pantry shelf. We'll just start grabbing a few cans, make sure everything is safe. You want to keep track of that. You don't want to be eating anything that's gone bad, but your cans are going to last. And pull tops are great on the top of your can if you don't have a can opener, or like for your bug out bags, anything like that. But the seal is a lot thinner around the edges, so they're not going to last as long in your pantry as a solid top or bottom is going to. They're going to last a lot longer because they're so much thicker on the edges than those pull tops. Those are so thin, so you can pull them, that it definitely makes it so they don't last quite as long. But still, if that's all you can get, I'd get it in the pantry as soon as possible. The next thing we love are canned hams. There's a whole pound of ham in here, and you can do tons of stuff with it. You can slice it up, make sandwiches, you can fry it, you can put it in stir fries, we put it in casseroles, soups, all kinds of stuff. You can really stretch it out, and it is a great protein, and it lasts on your shelf for years. These have 3 or 4 years on them when you get them from the grocery store, which is great. So stocking up on those canned hams is a wonderful thing. The next thing we love to keep on our pantry shelves is canned beef. I love canned beef for all sorts of recipes. You can use it a ton of different ways. Lots of people store ground beef or just chunks or roast or any way you want to do it. There's a ton of different ways. You can buy canned beef at the store, and that's still pretty affordable. I think they're under $4 a can. You get about twice as much in a can when you can it yourself. So that is a great way to go as well. And I always buy my beef when it's on sale. I get as much as I can and can it up. That way we've got it on the shelf and I don't have to worry about it. The next thing we love on the shelf is canned chicken. Again, you can get it all canned at the store, but I find it much more affordable to can it myself because I can still get it when it's on sale. We can still get a fairly good deal on it, usually under $2 a pound, and you can get a nice big can. If you use pint-sized jars, you're getting about a whole pound of meat in here, which is wonderful, and it goes a really long way. And again, canned chicken is so versatile. There's so many things you can do. They make wonderful chicken tacos. It's great for soups, great for casseroles, just any kind of recipe you use chicken for. Canned chicken is wonderful. You just add it in at the end instead of at the beginning because it's all cooked in the can. The next thing we love for proteins in the pantry is beans. Beans are wonderful, especially dried beans. They are so affordable. When you go to the grocery store and you buy a can of beans this size, you're going to pay around $1 a can, or you can get a whole pound of beans for around $1, and you're going to get about 4 pint-sized cans out of this if you can them yourself. Or you can just cook them up right out of the bag. You do not have to can them. I find it easier to can up a big batch of them, and then I've got them for quick, easy meals on the shelf, and it is a lot cheaper than buying them already canned at the store. And the last thing that we love for shelf-stable protein is lentils. I love having lentils on the shelf. They cook up in about 15-20 minutes like rice, which is great, and it gives you that same protein as a bean. I like to cook extras when I make them because you can leave them in the fridge for a week or whatever. I just cook extras, and then when I make a salad, I can throw a handful in. It boosts up that protein. It really adds a lot of extra texture to it. It's great in your salads and any kind of recipes. We throw a handful in soups, anything like that. I love lentils because they are so quick cooking, and you can can these up as well, and I can them just like I can beans because they're going to swell in the jars as they are canning. And then again, they are all cooked. You can just rinse them off and throw them into anything, which is great. So beans and lentils, definitely a great deal to get them dried. I do recommend having some canned because in a long-term situation, you're going to want some quick, simple meals. So having them canned on the shelf is great. But I also think the dried ones are a little bit better than buying them canned because you can can them yourself really simply and easily. You're just going to add water to it. That's it. And a little bit of salt if you want it. You can add seasoning to it. You can do them plain. They are wonderful, and it is so much cheaper. For each bag, you're going to get about 4 pints out of each bag compared to 1 can of beans that's already cooked. And that is just another money saver that we all need in this economy. It is so crazy out there, and it is not going to end anytime soon. We have got to be ready. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!